Fernandez looks like he's set to stay at Chelsea after no bids were made for him yesterday from Manchester City. We understand there was this deadline, 5 o'clock, from the Blues. If City wanted to go and get him, nothing came in, no offer. Alex Crook doesn't really believe there's much in that.
No.
If the money comes, they're going to take it.
Yeah, of course it is. If they meet it, obviously the clause that says 120 million, if they come close to that and Chelsea go, okay, we'll take, that's always going to happen.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, it was Enzo Maresca who gave Fernandez the captaincy when he came back to Chelsea after the saga a couple of years ago when he was singing racist songs, and part of that whole drama, time gone by, he came back to Chelsea, got the captaincy. We understood it was a number of players had fallen out with him at that time as well over his behaviour. Do you think, after his antics at this World Cup, after the whole Falklands banner and their behaviour at the World Cup, Argentina, that Enzo Fernandez should merit a move to a club like Manchester City?
Well, football has a good degree of memory loss sometimes when things happen in the past when you're a good player, and I'm not sure about Enzo as a viable option for Man City, because I'm not sure. First of all, Maresca will know the situation with Enzo Fernandez. He'll know whether he wants to leave Chelsea Football Club, and he'll know whether he wants to go and join Man City. He'll know all that because he's worked with him. And I think there's a big question Chelsea have to ask Enzo. Do you want to stay at this football club? Do you want to play? Or are you looking for your foot out the door? I think that question has to be asked to Enzo, because otherwise they'll have a player. I'm not sure how committed he is to Chelsea now.
Because he had eyes for Real Madrid.
Yeah, well, he's alluded. And look, players have dreams of moving. I'm not going to sit here and pretend differently. Players have eyes on bigger moves and maybe more, look, Real Madrid come in, it's really hard to stop any of them, that move. You only have to look at Rodri, who's been an incredible player for City. And, if Barcelona or Real Madrid come in for you and he wanted to go, there's not a lot you can do.
Yeah, and would you take him at Liverpool?
I really like him as a player. I just feel he reminds me so much of the way Christian Romero carries on, where you never know if he's totally committed to the... And Andoli is a manager that needs the team to function, not an individual. So I wouldn't want him to go, because I believe the manager would be finding it hard to deal with an individual that is very important, but not the be-all and end-all. It's team versus individual.
Is this Enzo trying to kind of put his own DNA on this Manchester City team?
I would ask a more general question. Is Enzo Fernandez this good?
Well, you tell me.
I don't... Look, I like Enzo Fernandez as a player. I think he's a good player. I don't believe he's a great player. I don't believe he's great enough to change the DNA of a team, to change the personality of a team. He may give you something different, but the DNA of Manchester City has been there for years upon years. I don't think it changes with the presence of Enzo Fernandez. I also don't think that he's that great of a player to have this much of an interest and holding clubs hostage to whatever the decision is one way or another. For me, Enzo Fernandez is a good player, but I wouldn't push too hard for Manchester City. I wouldn't be disheartened if I were a Manchester City fan if Enzo Fernandez is not walking through that door.
If I just quick say, Dan, quick say that what I meant. Yeah, I'm with you, Al. I understand what you're saying about his playing ability, but this is something about the kind of brand of a club, a brand of a team, that kind of player. Because Enzo Fernandez, whatever you like him as a player, or how good he is, how you rate him, he will kind of be a part of that team that we will talk a lot about when he's in his first game. We'll get into something there. So I think that's more interesting, more than his playing ability.
What a load of old garbage. Like a transfer deadline. Like, if in 4 hours' time Man City go, actually, yeah, you know what, we're going to make a bid, 120 million. Chelsea go, oh yeah, actually, yeah, we'll take that. Like, it's just a complete nonsense. Like, you can't have a deadline on a player saying no, he's staying if you don't bid now. It doesn't work. Football don't work like that.
It is a bit silly, and it would be interesting to see if Man City did come back in maybe later on in the window with a big old bid, just to say, okay, what you can do now, Chelsea. But it's a surprising one. It is a surprising one because, I mean, how desperate first and foremost do Man City want Enzo Fernandez? I think he's a good player. I don't think they want to spend 100 million quid. Well, they've spent it on Anderson, haven't they? So it's but they obviously want to The only way I can see this happening is something happens to Rodri.
Yeah.
And obviously they've lost Bernardo Silva, they've lost Rodri. If Rodri goes, that's the only way I can see this happening. But yeah, it was a stupid thing to say that you got till 5 p.m. It's almost going. If you don't do it now, it's not happening. But you're right. I mean, if Man City came back, well, he's 126 million in a week's time.
Yeah. You're going to take.
I mean, there'd be a stubborn man not to.
Yeah, of course it would.
Yeah.
It'd be stupid. Do you think he wants to leave?
Here we go.
Crazy. Deadline passed.
Yeah.
This guy is it's ridiculous.
Yeah. It was never going to happen. Man City were never going to just bend like that for Chelsea.
No. Oh no, panic stations, quick, we've got to find 120 million. Like, the deadline's going to pass. No, we'll do it when we want to do it.
Yeah.
If we want to spend 120 million on him, we'll do it when we're ready.
Do you know what? It will be interesting to see, because he's such a big part of what Chelsea do of Chelsea's team. Look, I don't think Xabi Alonso obviously has got a tough enough job as it is at Chelsea, trying to rebuild this Chelsea model that we kind of all, I wouldn't say forgotten about, but it's certainly not the Chelsea that we all know. And if the season starts and Enzo Fernandez is at Chelsea, I can see Xabi Alonso saying he's not going nowhere, I need him. Do you know what I mean? The last thing you need is that kind of derailment at the start of the season in your first job in this country.
Yeah.
So I think once the season starts, I think it's done. If he's at Chelsea, he's there.
No, I disagree.
Do you think there's a chance he still leaves?
Well, if he's available and he wants out, and on the last day of the window, Man City, Rodri goes to Barcelona, and they go, right, okay, that's done.
Man City,
we've got to make a bid.
Yeah, Man City won't leave themselves short now. There's the way that they've kind of operated, certainly in their transfers over the years. They usually get their business done really early. When Pep was there, before you even knew it, bang, done.
Yeah.
With the players in.
Yeah.
I think if Rodri's going, and they know that he's going, they'll get that done within the next couple of days, and then Enzo Fernandez will come in. They're not wait till I know they did it when they first got the money, but they're not doing that now.
Chelsea have officially wrapped up their pre-season preparations in style, defeating Real Sociedad 3-1 at Stamford Bridge in Xabi Alonso's first match at the Bridge. But while the result was positive, one of the biggest talking points came away from the goals, and it involved Enzo Fernandez. The Argentine midfielder was brought on during the second half, but his return to Stamford Bridge was met with a very mixed reaction from the Chelsea supporters. Some fans applauded him. Others made their feelings very clear with boos following all the recent speculation surrounding his future and the reported interest from Manchester City. The atmosphere was uncomfortable at times, especially considering that Enzo is still a Chelsea player and is now expected to remain at the club after City's reported deadline passed without a bid meeting Chelsea's valuation. But after the final whistle, Enzo appeared to acknowledge the supporters, with reports saying he apologized to the fans amid the tension surrounding his situation. And then came another interesting moment. Despite the earlier boos, parts of the Stamford Bridge crowd eventually began singing Enzo Fernandez's name. It was a fascinating reaction. It showed that while some supporters are clearly unhappy with how the transfer situation played out, others are still willing to back the midfielder and give him another opportunity. And perhaps that is exactly what Enzo needs now. If he is staying at Chelsea, the transfer drama has to be put behind him. He now has the chance to rebuild that relationship with the supporters, not through words, but through his performances on the pitch. And while Enzo's situation dominated some of the headlines, Chelsea had plenty of positive moments to celebrate. Morgan Rogers made his Chelsea debut and scored his first goal for the club. The new signing needed only around 11 minutes to make an immediate impact, reacting quickly after João Pedro's effort was saved and finishing to give Chelsea the lead. That is exactly the kind of start Chelsea fans wanted to see from Rogers. But he wasn't finished. Chelsea were eventually pegged back when Real Sociedad's John Aramburu produced a stunning effort to make it 1-1 just before halftime. And then came the second half. João Pedro took over. The Brazilian striker continued his excellent pre-season form by scoring twice after the break, giving Chelsea a comfortable 3-1 victory and finishing the summer with another impressive attacking performance. His first came early in the second half, before he completed his brace later in the match to put the result beyond doubt. For Xabi Alonso, this was more than just another pre-season game. It was an opportunity to see his squad perform at Stamford Bridge with the full group available, and there were plenty of encouraging signs. Morgan Rogers has already shown that he can make an immediate contribution. João Pedro looks increasingly dangerous in front of goal. And the rest of the squad now has one final opportunity to impress before the competitive season begins. But perhaps the biggest storyline remains Enzo Fernandez.